This should not be possible. Handheld gaming has come incredibly far in recent years. I mean, we are living in the future right now, and we don't even realize everything can be played portably. Your PlayStation 5 games through remote play, Xbox through cloud gaming, and Nintendo is just portable now. Every Nintendo game can be taken anywhere. It was always a dream of mine to play Nintendo 64 games and GameCube games portably as a kid. I would look at the green Game Boy Color I had as a kid and thought, if only this could fit in this. And now it's a reality. Well, sort of. Not all Nintendo 64 games are on Nintendo Switch Online, remote play still sucks ass sometimes, and if you're only cloud gaming, that just feels weird. I mean, at least with downloaded games that you've bought, you can play some of those offline. Cloud gaming, you have to have a constant internet connection. That truly doesn't really feel like you have the games. I mean, really, we don't really own any digital games. We don't really own any physical games either. It's just a license, but that's a depressing topic I really don't want to get into right now. Cloud gaming just feels wrong is what I'm saying. I don't know if any of you remember this, but years ago, there were renders and concepts of portable Nintendo 64s, portable GameCubes, portable Xbox 360s, Xboxes, any game console you can think of. There was a fake render of it, and it looked legitimate. It looked so real. And I just remember thinking, I would kill for a portable GameCube. Nintendo, goddammit, just do it. It's free money. But I'll admit, I should be grateful. All of these incredible games that come out today can be taken anywhere, and everything is portable now. And this isn't a new concept. We've had portable games since the late 80s and early 90s. People are really gonna hate me for saying this. It's too bad most portable games back then sucked ass.
In the house for a very long time.
Okay, that was a little harsh, but I will explain. No, I hate to be the guy who says, back in my day. But back in my day, the first handheld I had was that green Game Boy Color I mentioned earlier. I had one game on that thing. One. It was Pokemon Yellow, and I couldn't even get past the first area. I just didn't understand it. And even if I did, it didn't even seem that fun. So from that moment on, I saw portable games as inferior and not fun. Look, I know I'm in the minority about this. You don't have to tell me. Why would I play this when I can play this? All I wanted to do was play my console and only my console. This was the only way I could have fun, at least in my head. Well, after seeing many of my friends playing a Game Boy Advance, I decided I'll try it again. And on my 10th birthday, I opened a present, and it's the red and gold Game Boy Micro. I'm talking the Iron Man looking, tiny, itty bitty, tiny. It was small. It was very small. Oh, damn it. I wanted the cool one that flips. Everyone knows everything that's cool flips now. I guess this tiny Kong looking piece of shit will have to do, I guess. But now, I upgraded to 2 games at this time. I'm not gonna do that. That's stupid. And I had the most frustrating game on the planet and a masterpiece. Thank God for Mario Pinball, am I right? I was also playing Shrek 2, the movie, the video game, on my GameCube. I went into the store one day and saw Shrek 2 for Game Boy Advance. They both had the exact same cover art, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I can play this on this? Let's fucking go! Yeah, I was devastated. I was an idiot for thinking this. Why did I think that these 2 games would be the same? I knew what the Game Boy was capable of. I should have just known it wasn't the same game. But I thought it was gonna be a little similar at least. And to be fair, the cover art on both of these games did not help at all. I mean, come on, they are exactly the same. I guess I could have looked at the back of it, but everything was behind a sealed case. You know, you can't just look at the back of a game back then. You just had to get it. And once you have it in hand, you don't want to ask the Walmart person to put it back. Why would you do that? It's just kind of embarrassing, you know? And so this added on to my current way of thinking that all handheld games are just off-branded, soul-sucking squares of disappointment. That was until the absolute insanely popular Nintendo Developer System and the portable PlayStation came out. Finally, now we're cooking with oil. I was never rich or fortunate enough to own a PSP. My brother owned one and I just had to watch him play the future. I loved Marvel Nemesis at this time. I played it almost every single week on my PS2. My stepbrother owned the PSP version. Oh great, here we go again. Another side-scrolling copycat piece of shit. Not only did this version have new and different characters than the console version, it actually looked like a console game. I just expected this version to be another extremely pixelated 2D type fighting game, but then I actually got to play it and holy shit, this is actually good. It's like I'm playing a PlayStation 2, but in the palm of my hand. That's impossible. Now the analog stick on the PlayStation Portable felt like something you'd find in an off-branded fidget cube in a bargain hunt. At least it was kind of an analog stick. Not only could you play actual 3D games like a console could, you could watch movies, listen to music, and even play PlayStation 1 games. This was a huge step in the portable landscape, especially for 2005. Think about what came out in 2005. Just think about it. That is insane. Now, since I never owned one, I was devastated. I had to settle for the next best thing. Fortunately for me, the next best thing was one of the highest sold consoles in the history of video games. My stepbrother also owned a Nintendo DS. Yes, my stepbrother had everything, including an NV phone. Do you know what an NV phone does? That's right, it flips. Since he didn't like his DS, he sold it to me for dirt cheap. This thing finally showed me that handhelds can be somewhat enjoyable. Super Mario 64 was one of the launch titles for the DS, and it showed that it was capable of somewhat running a Nintendo 64-like game. You could also get a first-person shooter Metroid game, Kingdom Hearts. Now, every 3D game I played before this had an amazing device called an analog stick. With analog sticks, it just makes perfect sense for 3D games, because an analog stick goes in all directions. It can move here and here and here and here and swivel around. If you use a D-pad, did that shape make sense? It doesn't really work that well for 3D games. In fact, it kind of fucking sucks. So obviously, Nintendo did, oh God, Jesus. Okay, fine. I'll take the fidget cube stick back. Unfortunately, I didn't own any of these 3D type DS games. I only had the 2D type games and a device that introduced carpal tunnel. And don't get me wrong, some of these games were fun, but it still just made me want to play my console games again. It just felt more comfortable and fun. So I was still stuck on that mindset. Portable just sucks ass, and it will never get better. When will I get to have you? Are you ever gonna be real? No, but we are getting somewhere. Now we get into what I call the hit batik bahern era, or the how is this possible, this can't be happening right now era. Handheld gaming just didn't take a turn. It did a 360-degree flip into a pool of sharks and then befriended the sharks to travel the depths of the ocean and find endless and unfathomable amounts of treasure. This generation is cool is what I'm saying. I was still a very broke kid in high school when these systems came out. I would have given anything to have either one of these systems. Now, we all know how the PlayStation Vita and 3DS turned out sales-wise. I'll just say, I knew exactly one kid in my entire school that had a Vita. Everybody else I knew had a 3DS. That's saying something. But man, did I want a Vita to play PlayStation All-Stars. My dreams were actually becoming a reality. The PlayStation Vita could play multiple PS2 games and even had some portable versions of PS3 games running on it. Some of these games barely look different from their console counterparts. How was this possible? Sony really outdid themselves with the PlayStation Vita. It was so ahead of its time. Too ahead of its time. Sorry, bro, the underpowered headache-inducing machine won this round. But in all seriousness, the 3DS had the very first handheld Smash game. It had multiple 3D titles that were unbelievable to see at the time. Ocarina of Time 3D, Star Fox 64 3D, Monster Hunter, Minecraft. And then, the one game I adored, the game that I still adore to this day, the game that gives me anxiety, love, stress, comfort, anger, all at the same time. Nintendo remade Majora's Mask and put it in the palm of my hand. Oh, I get it now. This is the era that made me completely forget what I thought a handheld was. It still wasn't portable GameCube games, but it was portable Nintendo 64 and PS2 games for the very first time. And forget portable retro games. It had unique, fun, and incredible looking original IPs too. I missed out on every game from this generation, but believe me, I will play them someday. I really didn't think portable gaming would get any better than this. how could it get better than this? The only way it could get better is if you were to take console games and actually put that into a console that is portable where you can take that anywhere in the world. I have to see what's next. Oh, I see what I did there. In 2016, Nintendo revealed their next system would not only be their next console, it would be their next handheld as well. The reveal trailer showed that it can be played on the TV, and then someone just picks it up and takes it anywhere. Every new mainline Nintendo release can be taken anywhere. This was truly Nintendo being next gen in their own way. And I was here for it. I loved it. I skipped the Wii U generation because that's not really portable. That's just a little tablet and you have to be next to your console, or at least in the same room as your console. But the Switch was what the Wii U always wanted to be. Awesome. But the first thing I thought of when I saw the Switch come out of that dock and be taken portable was, holy shit, the next console Smash game is gonna be portable. Oh my god, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, so I went ahead and bought a Switch and waited 2 years for it to come out. Worth it. Now 3DS had the first on-the-go Smash, but Ultimate has Ice Climbers. Some of the highest selling games in all of video game history have mainly been on the Switch. Think about that for 1 second. The highest selling games in history have been on one generation, and it was in the past 7 years. This was the very first step into the future we have today, where every company is trying to make everything portable. The success of the Switch shows this as fact. Playing games on the old shitter is just too appealing for everybody. We have finally made it to the present. No more confusing handheld titles that are completely different from the console version. No more of the same artwork on the Game Boy and the PS2 and then the DS, the Nintendo Wii. Everything is the same now. Everything is now balanced. Damn! Well, kind of. Nintendo was able to make a smash hit with the Switch. Shut the fuck up. Sorry. Jeez. They completely turned around their company, profits, and customer base. Nintendo really did the impossible here at the Switch. Except they didn't. So that's it, huh? We made it to the end. No portable GameCube. Just some re-releases and some remakes, albeit fantastic remakes. When will I ever get to live my childhood dream? Man, I thought this was the future! Finally!
Let's go!
Fight!
Let's get into the real good shit. Some of you were probably like me when the SteamDeck got revealed. You weren't impressed, or you're not into PC gaming. I never played a PC game before, and I didn't think it was for me. And it still really isn't for me. I don't like gaming on PC. I don't like PC gaming. Not to throw shade at PC gaming or PC gamers. It just wasn't made for me. But this thing right here, sure as hell was. What made me want to get a SteamDeck? What was the final straw that made me pull the trigger on this? I've been looking at this thing for over a year now. I've watched countless videos and reviews, and every time I watched it, I was like, I would love to have something like that. Why get it now? Oh, just to play Spider-Man 2018 again for the 7th time. Let's just say, theoretically, there was a device that could play any game. And when I say any game, I mean any game. You can play Nintendo 64, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS Vita, PSP, 3DS, DS, DSi, Wii, Wii U, Xbox, Xbox 360, GameCube. Then that system, in theory, right, would be my favorite system of all time and the smartest purchase that I've ever made in any of my adult financial decisions. Then I would be glued to this thing every day since the day I bought it. I would have this stupid ass smile on my face every time I picked it up. Man, if only a system like that existed. If such a system did exist, in theory, right, then I would put every single Smash Bros game, every Zelda game, every Ratchet & Clank game, all the PlayStation 2 games I own, every Game Boy game, basically all the childhood games I played as a kid. When I was a kid, all I wanted was for these to fit in this. Or at least all of these to be taken anywhere. And if a console like that did exist, in theory, then my childhood dream would finally come true. Just all the games I own now, but portably, No remote play, no cloud gaming, everything downloaded on one console, offline. This would be the reason to get such a system. I would finally play all the games that you can't even get now because they're delisted or they're like $200 or $300. I would finally live my lifelong dream of having a portable everything. God damn, that system would be incredible if it existed. What the fuck are you doing, man? This shit is supposed to be blurred.
Sorry, man, I was going to. This just takes a long time. I'm trying my hardest. It's easy for you. You don't have to do this part.
Okay, I get it. Would you just blur the damn thing?
Okay, yes, fine. God, I'll do it.
Thank you. God, what an idiot. Where was I? Oh yeah, if such a device did exist, then it would be absolute perfection. Playing every single game that you can think of on top of playing modern games that come out today just seems like an absolute insane fantasy. By the way, on a completely unrelated topic, the SteamDeck is pretty cool.
In the house for a very long time. Never I'll cease, I do better like wine. Soul searching, found me online. No end of my reach, got a hand on the skies. Stop being so emotional, what you smoking on? About time